Eliminating the hazard and risk in hospitality industry. I am Mikaela Louise Barte from BSTM 1101.
This is my infographics on how to eliminate hazard and risk in hospitality industry or in our workplace.
Let us first know what is the difference between hazard and risk and what are their examples.
Hazard. Hazard is something that can cause harm. There are types of hazard, which is biological, chemical, and physical hazard. Here are some examples of hazards, but first, spot the hazards. The first one is towels are a tripping hazard. The second one is a knife hanging off a table. And the third one is a crate that is unstable. You should use step stool in order to avoid accident. Risk. A risk is the chance, high or low, that any hazard will actually cause somebody harm. Here are some examples of risks in our workplace. The first one is burns. The second one is cuts from knife. And this is also a risk in our kitchen. Here are my ideas on how to eliminate hazard and risk in hospitality industry. There are 4 ideas that I came up with. The first one is wear personal protective equipment or PPE. In hospitality industry, especially in the kitchens, are hot and dangerous places to work for. PPE is an equipment which protects those using it against health and safety risks at work. So, ang PPE po, it will protect our skin especially from burns, and that burn is some type of risk, and PPE will protect us from hazard and risk in our working environment. This is an example of personal protective equipment. First is head cap, apron, goggle, mouth mask, your gloves, and non-slip shoes. And for the second one, keep the area clean and safe to prevent BSTM hazards. So what is BSTM? BSTM stands for V for biological, C for chemical, P for physical, E for ergonomic, P for physiological, S for safety. And that is the BSTM hazards. Those hazards are always present in the workplace. Make sure that the area are clean and safe to avoid food contamination and to avoid those hazards that can cause risk not just on the food that we are preparing but also on the staffs that are working on that area. Here are some examples of food safety hazards that is involved in foods. For biological, we have bacteria, viruses, parasites, molds, and for chemical, we have pesticides, processing chemicals, drug residue, allergens. And for physical, we have hairs, pits, bugs, and glass, metal. And for the third one, we have ensuring that the staffs are aware of those workplace hazards and risks. Being aware of kitchen hazards and taking care with your food handling and cleaning can help you keep you and your family safe from accidents and food poisoning. Although these measures may seem time-consuming, but they can prevent illness and accidents and put your mind at ease. So, if the employees are lack of knowledge about the kitchen hazards and risks, they are prone to accident in the workplace. That is why training is important, especially in our industry, to avoid accidents or hazard and risks in our workplace. And for the fourth and last one, we have to remember the 3 C's and S. So what are those 3 C's and S? The 3 C's stand for clean, cook, and chill, and for the S is separate. Clean. Keep yourself and your work areas clean. Cook. Always properly cook and prepare foods. Chill. Store foods appropriately both before and after cooking. Separate. Keep raw meat and other raw animal products away from other foods. That is why we are doing this, in order to avoid contamination and spoilage of food, especially when you are working in restaurants or in kitchens. And that would be all for eliminating hazards and risks in hospitality industry. I hope you learn a lot. Thank you and God bless.